about, number one, about being the head of your family, being respectful to your mate, and about being a good provider for your children, and for understanding in our life that your family comes after you're called to God. And church is a job. No job ought to be put before your family. So, and I think I tried to balance being loving and being strong. He and I are very close, and so we have we talk quite often. Yeah, but there are some times I'm talking to my son, who is my good friend, and sometimes I'm talking to my son as father. And we know the distinction.
If your father were here right now, what would you say to him?
Oh, wow. Do you think I did good, Dad? I don't know. Everybody wants to impress their dad. It's the most probably wonderful feeling if you can make your dad feel good about you. Hopefully I'll be, someone that he thinks did good as a man, not just as a guitarist. But I would love him to hear my music and see what he thought about it, and more importantly, to meet my kids and be, happy for them. And I'm sure he would be overjoyed to meet the children.
Absolutely.
So those would be the biggest wishes that you could have.
I forgave him for everything. Whatever happened to him, my mother, I forgave him. Because I knew at that point that I had to do what the scripture says: honor your mother and father, so that your days may be long.
Days may be long.
I realized that at that point. And the challenge was for me at that particular time, I had to be there for him in his health. And he was going back and forth to the hospital, and I would crisscross between Newark and Patterson, here and there, to go back and forth in the hospital to see him. We would get out, I'd go to the house, he'd get out. And then this last time, he went to the hospital, signed himself out, and then I guess he just was tired. And he went home that day and went upstairs to his apartment, and he died, in the house. And I got the phone call, that my father had passed. And I got to Patterson, I got to the house, the body was still in the house. And me and my fiance, and I'm looking at her, and she looking at me, and the police is there, and they saying, you got to get the body out of here. And my father didn't have no insurance. My father, didn't have no savings, none of that. I was left as a child to step to the plate. And I had to think quick and fast to get the body out of there, to get it to a funeral home and make arrangements and get his brothers and sisters and nieces and nephews and everybody to the funeral. And I can candidly say, brother, I sent the old man home the right way. I did my job as a son. I buried my dad, man. I sent him home the right way.
You did.
I did the right thing. My family was proud of me. I sent my father home the right way. So my point is that sometimes we might disagree with our parents, but we are still obligated. And I knew that.